DMV Hustle News, and who we got right here?
Kenny Brown, man, head coach of Baloo football.
Damn, for real, whole time we right here live at Baloo. We right here cooling and stuff, man. So we gonna get some information about you and stuff like that, man. Whole time, where you from, man?
I'm from this town here, Washington, D.C., man.
Washington, D.C. What part did you grow up? Southeast, Northeast?
Man, look, I started off living in Northwest, Southeast kid, man. I also got a lot of ties in PG, graduated high school in PG, so you can say I'm a kid of the area, man.
So you just basically grew up like, just, kind of like a little bit everywhere.
Grew up everywhere. I grew up a little bit everywhere, so I got to learn a lot from, a lot of different areas of the city. So, I'm a son of the city.
Right, facts, man. Say question, no questions, man. So, like, hotel, what was your upbringing going, growing up, Southeast?
Like I said, man, I had a chance to really grow up everywhere. So, I got the feel of everywhere. I got to learn the culture of every different part of the city.
Mm-hmm.
And even like, the culture that you learn growing up and, growing up and going to school in Maryland. We all go through our disadvantages. Mm-hmm. Single mother household. My father was incarcerated 13 years. So, we all had to learn a bit of the way on our own. And it was good though. All in all, it was good. I learned a lot. I'm here.
Yeah, fast.
I think Jay-Z got a line that say like, if I made it here, I can make it anywhere. Just growing up here, like I grew up in the era of the Go-Go's, like, the let out era of the Go-Go. So I think if you made it through that era.
You made it through that era, you job good though. I ain't gonna lie.
I grew up in that era, like going to gallery place. So, I worked around Langdon Park, and that's the area, when people was catching everybody going to train. That's that SYP card there, I'm talking about. So I learned a lot. So like if we talk about upbringing, I really got a chance to learn. My mother had me when she was 17, so we kind of grew up together in a way. So the level of freedom she gave me to growing up, I think prepared me for now, and I'm 26 years old. So the level of freedom I had growing up turned out to be like immaculate because I had the proper balance of parenting, and also, I'm gonna let him learn, make my mistakes here, make my mistakes there. Right. Let me go to, I guess I've been going to Gogo since I was 13, 14. Let me go out, been riding the train by myself since I've been, 10? So just that level of freedom mixed with parenting, and I'm here today. I'm here now.
Fact. So a question about your father getting incarcerated right there, right? When he got incarcerated, because it's a in DC it's a lot of single mothers, no fathers, whether if they're deadbeats, whether they're incarcerated, whether they're dead and stuff like that, and usually your label was a statistic. You're kind of labeled as a statistic. So what was like the main thing that made you like overcome that,
Man, that's just the level of hunger and grit I was born with. So my father got incarcerated when I was 7, 8 years old.
Right.
But prior to that, like I wasn't a kid who wasn't around my father. Like I said, my parents had me. So my mother was 17, my father was 17 as well. So by the time I was like 3, he was 20. So I was with him. I was with him doing what he's doing. Like here I would be with him every day within my my childhood, and he'd pick me up, take me around Benner Road, neighborhood I grew to love, and I just see how he moved, and I always credit him to like making me aware of what being a man's man is, and treating others well. Like my father's known for treating others well, and then on the other side of that, my mother, she treats everybody well. Like in the family, she makes sure everybody's good. So I had that balance, but him being incarcerated, like it just brought me another edge. I grew up going to prisons. I've been to DC jail visiting him, but then when he went federal, he went to Allenwood, Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? I really seen like real gangsters cry. He'd tell me who certain people are, when it's time to leave, you see people with their families, and I was really able to see people who probably might have been the most thorough dude in their neighborhood shed tears. And what that did to me when I was like 9 years old was like, yo, I don't want to be here, and I'm gonna work every day to make sure I'm not here. Fact. And so other side of that is me never wanting to let my mother down, because I was aware of the sacrifices she made and everything she did to make sure that I don't end up a statistic. Right. I didn't really, ultimately want to let her down. So, that was that hunger. I had some times where like others really didn't understand what was going on. Cause like I said, like I'm from here. When I went to school in Maryland, a lot of people had their families.
Right.
So like I was like I was kind of like the oddball, like in a way, who had to like mind you, my grandmother lived where I went to school. That's why I used her address. But I lived on Southern Avenue, so I had to commute like 25 minutes each day And so like when people couldn't understand why I wouldn't come outside, I had to say, I'm going to my father's house, but really like, he was in prison, right? So I didn't really want to have that conversation with them because like I didn't feel like some of them would understand. They had their family. So it's just that level of like having to grow up in a way a little earlier than the people that was around me on like, the schooling base just added to like, what, I can't fail. And I lived every day like I didn't want to fail.
Right. Wow. Whole time, wow. So you was so for the most part, you wasn't getting too much trouble or nothing like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure as an early teen, you was a no knucklehead in the Go-Go's.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't getting it. I was always conscious, like again, me being aware. So I was always aware of my actions. I'm not saying I was a perfect child. I'm not saying I was a saint, but like I've never been to jail, never faced a criminal charge or anything like that. So
facts.
In that level, I've never gotten in trouble. But,
facts, man. No questions the whole time. So, where did your journey with sports started at?
My journey with sports started. It started when I was younger. Just playing basketball. My cousin called me. Actually, I wasn't playing basketball. I wasn't playing sports for anybody because my first ever team. My father took me out to Marshall Heights practice. Everybody played with Marshall Heights, especially like when you were around Benton Road. Everybody played with Marshall.
I think that's the team everybody know about right there. Yeah,
especially when you're from that side. So, but the crazy thing is, like everybody my age, I was heavier, so I didn't play football. Like what? At that point, I was like, I'm not playing football because, like, football now is like age. Then it was weight. So I was heavy. Like I had to play like 12 years old, so I was heavier. So I stopped with football. So I even stopped with organized sports in a way because my father went in, whatever. We just had our time was tight when moms was there. So my cousin called me, my big cousin called me and was like, man, you know what? I got a team. My mom started driving me out there with teams, so I played basketball. I was a basketball kid at first. But then, in high school, my coach, Rob Harris, he up Carroll now. He got me to play football my 10th grade year. He got me to play football my 10th grade year at Ceresville, and ever since then, like, I never turned back with football. Football led me to go play football at Winston-Salem State University, where I won 2 conference championship rings and got the chance to play in the national championship, and we lost. But that's when my journey really started in. I haven't looked back.
Was your goal when you was playing college football, was your goal to get into the NFL or get to major sports?
You know what? When I was young, I always heard a quote, like, I'd rather, like, own an NFL team than play for an NFL team, and I kind of realized that early. Like, I kind of understood that my peak was going to be 6'2", 6'3". So I was like, you know what? Like, getting to the league at 6'2", 6'3", So I focused on other things. I played football while I was swimming. Actually, in college, I walked away on my own terms. My senior year, I didn't even play my senior year. I had 2 years of eligibility left, but I chose to be the vice president of the university. So, I didn't even have a goal of really getting into the NFL. I played, I wanted to use football as long as I can use it. And once I, had no use for it, I stopped playing.
Okay, right. So while you was in college, what was your major?
I was political science major.
Political science.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Whole time though. So yeah, you doing that and all whole time. Was there like, so when you slow down on the football, was it like a love or passion for it at that time, or?
Yeah, I ain't had that love cause like in college, you really have to love the game of football.
Right.
Like really love it. Practice 6 o'clock in the morning, so you're waking up at 5.
Right.
Well, actually practice at 5 o'clock in the morning, so you're waking up at 4. Then after practice, you have film. After film, you might have to lift weights.
Wow.
And you might have study hall. And then think about traveling, right? Sometimes you leaving on Thursday or Friday, whatever it is. And then you might, like say if we leave on Friday, we gotta go to Petersburg, Virginia, play Virginia State. We drive 3 hours, gotta stay in a hotel, play the next game, come back late, like whatever it is. It was fun. It was definitely fun while it lasted. I don't regret the experience, but it was a job. I got tired of wanting to pursue that job. And so I lost the love, lost the passion, and I felt that it was time to turn it up a notch and tailor that love into something else. Because my passion has always been helping people and putting people in position to succeed, right? So while I was playing football, I was one of the first people to like kind of integrate the football student government relations, especially at Winston.
Right.
So I just hopped fully on the other side, and I was like, you know what? While I'm on this other side, maybe I can advocate for athletes in a way,
right?
Or help them see that it's ways other than the football field to try to win. So I just hopped on the other side. So it wasn't a hard like, oh my God, am I really going? Nah, I was comfortable with my decision and I left.
Facts. Was there like a different experience, coming from DC and then going to college out the region?
Man, it was slower. I went out North Carolina, it was slow. I even had to get my license. I didn't have a license because where I lived in Courage Hill my senior year. My junior and senior high school, so I lived across the street from the Railroad Station. Like, what I need to drive for?
Yeah, fact.
I really didn't need to drive.
DC, and then the borderline part. Like, you could just buses run every 5.
I had to train,
5 minutes and shit.
So I really didn't need to drive. So within that, like, you know, but being out in North Carolina, like, you gotta drive everywhere. Like, ain't no trains, and they had a bus, but the bus was like once every 40 minutes or an hour. You know, I'm not riding that. So you know, I had to learn to drive. It was slower, but what I really learned, and it helped me ultimately with people, they treat people better down there. Like the level of hospitality they have, they treat people a lot better. And I kind of, I really paid attention to that culture of how the level of hospitality they give people, and I adapted and kind of added that to my own repertoire. Now, like, I think my people skills are amazing. Just because, like, I remember one girl told me, like, yo, you don't even speak to me every time you walk past me. You know, here, I see you in the morning, I'm like, man, what's up, Slim? We'll dive each other up. But then if I see you within the next 20 minutes, we just gonna walk past each other like we just seen each other. But, you know, they might literally talk every time they see you. Like, girls say, like, this is what we do down here. And, you know, that kind of ultimately, like, helped shift my mindset.
So, like, I got introduced to you through my man, Calc Knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my good man and stuff.
Great man. Right
yeah,
there.
great
Shout
man,
out Calc,
definitely.
Man.
Good man, good man. And, like, you know what I'm saying? And I noticed the change in him. Even though I didn't know him like that, when I first was with him in high school, he was a totally different dude. Young knucklehead dude, you know what I'm saying? Uptown, 9th Street, youngin', all that, right? Yeah. And then I don't know what happened, but I ain't seen him in years. And then, like, when I saw him, I'm talking about he talked eloquent, you know what I'm saying? Eloquent, you know, he was just a different person, different mindset, you know what I'm saying? And I think him going to school was just the biggest difference right there, you know what I'm saying? It's that and the third. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Would you say, like, going to that different environment and going to a different school and getting out of that, was that a big change for you right there?
Yeah, so that was a huge turning point. Like, if I had an oven, so say my preheat was like on 400 coming from DC, right? My preheat was on 400, but then when you turn it up to like 5 or 6, that turned me up.
Right.
I got to learn other cultures, but this DC culture is so raw. You learn everything you need to learn growing up, but if you're able to, like, mold it, like, you know how you said, like, Calc went through that mold. Most of us, like, who are able to go to college, go through that mold, man, we're unstoppable.
Right.
Because when you look at the framework of a lot of places in the country, a lot of places don't have, like, Wale had a line before, right? He said, this is DC where the rich see the poor because they right down the street. A lot of people don't see that. Like, and think about in the morning going to school, right? You might have been around your way and seen somebody off the ward or seen somebody off something, right? And then you hop on a train on your way to Doze, or you might be on a bus, you might see somebody in a suit going down there to work for Bank of America or going down to the Wilson building.
Right.
Like, that's value in that we don't even understand until we get to a college and we're able to understand, like, think about the level of independence we've had since we've been 13, 12, 11 years old. Most people don't get to their 17, 18. So when you're able to go to a college, you're able to transform that on ways far beyond than you can imagine. So I definitely had that shift in college. Utilizing what I learned here and then kind of learning their culture and meshing them together, that took me to new heights.
Facts. So right here, I'm before I get to the coaching part right here, you know what I'm saying? What happened after you graduated? Did you get a career in your degree and so forth?
So when I first graduated, I got into grad school. But the crazy thing is, the grad school's in Miami. I ultimately ended up going, but when I first got in, it was some areas where I messed up on in terms of the paperwork. I missed out on housing. The housing was kind of expensive. It's in Miami, so you got to pay to play. So I missed out on the housing, and it was too late, so I pushed it back a year. So I was like, you know what am I gonna do? I didn't plan to work straight out the back, so I didn't really know what I was gonna do. And I got a job. I think I was gonna be like a social worker or something like that. And but it was just too much mixed up with my degree. There's so much going on. So you said, you know what? I'm gonna make a difference. So I really locked in heavy with my mentors, Tony Lewis, Silas Grant, and like whatever they did in the community, I was there. And I took that, you know how you ever heard of a gap year people take before college? I kind of took that after college, and I really got to learn. Like, you know, I linked up with Tony and Silas, and I did a lot of community work that year, because that's when they were pumping out a lot of events. So I did a lot of community work. But I also, it's a program in PG called Clinton Jets. I helped that organization kind of mold a little bit. I brought a lot of young coaches to that, to, like, you know, a couple guys I knew that were working, but they also wanted to do something. I brought them around, so I kind of turned that program up a notch, and I was like, you know what, this is what I can really do with organizational leadership. But then I ultimately end up going to grad school in Miami in 2 years for 2 years. So at Miami, I also learned a lot because out there you got the Cubans, the Haitians, the Venezuelans.
Yeah.
Like I might see you and you might say you're black. You might identify as black down here, but in Miami, you a Haitian that don't even identify as black. So
really,
yeah, it's a Haitian or a Jamaican. Like you would like think it's just be blasphemy or to be completely offensive to say like you're black. That's like being from here and you from uptown and somebody say, you from the south side? Or like, somebody from certain quarters would be like, oh, you from uptown? Like that's not what you do, right?
Yeah.
So like, but that's what they do. That's how they take offense down there. Like it's really like blood over it sometimes. But I really got to learn a different culture down there and just linking up with classmates that went to other schools and had different upbringings, and you really learn like, okay, this is what y'all learned, and this is what y'all learned at that school. This is what I learned at my school. This is what I learned from my sister. What I learned from y'all state. And let's mesh it all in together and see how we can learn from each other. So that's what I did after I graduated. I got my master's in higher education administration. So I didn't really have to find my career per se smack out of undergrad like most people do, because I had a goal that I wanted to go to school straight off the back. And then when I didn't go to school, I ain't really let that make me fold. I really let that turn me up in a way in terms of I learned. I don't have a problem with some people feel pressure to do certain things at certain time periods.
Right.
I go on my own pace. I know it's my own marathon.
Right.
And whatever it is, I can take whatever words come with it or whatever slander come with it, but I'm gonna weather the storm. I know I'm gonna come out.
Right.
And that's what I did. I learned and it turned out perfect.
Facts. So right here, what made you actually get back into sports and helping, becoming, the head coach?
Sometimes things just fall and happen, right?
Yeah.
So, my first job, so let's talk about my first career. I was able to be a college and career coordinator for the district. So I lead, the college and career programs for DCPS. And my first school I was assigned with was the Ballou. And if I got to pick any public school in DC, I would, if I had to do it again, I got to actually select. I mean, because I got picked for it, but if I had to select, I'd do it all again.
Right.
It's kids I identify with them. I know a lot of their families.
Yeah.
It's because just growing up in the area, you just know a lot of their families.
Yeah,
some of us family that you didn't even know we family. But the principal here, he's a great guy, great older guy who's great for like great mentorship, great advice. He was like, man, you play college football? I'm gonna introduce you to the football coach, like my first day or something. And he introduced me to the football coach, who ended up being like a good big homie of mine now. Mendoza Rogers, he over Wilson. He linked me with Rogers, and Rogers said, you got the job. So I was the offensive line coach the first year, and it was a great time. I had five great linemen. We completely locked in. Like one is now at Fairmont State, one is at Lock Haven, one was at Lincoln, one is playing basketball somewhere in Texas, and so one is at Bowie State. So all five of my linemen went to college to play sports. We lost to Wilson that year in the Turkey Bowl on like a last second drive or whatever. But that was my first introduction into coaching. Back into coaching once I got back into DC.
Facts. Right. Facts. So now let's talk about it now, man. Youngest, young, not even just not just the head coach, but the youngest head coach in Ballou or DC.
So I'm the youngest head coach. I want to so. This is what they told me, and now we put this interview out. Right, let's fact check it, right?
Okay.
They tell me I'm the youngest head coach in DC ever.
Wow.
So that's not nothing I carry lightly, but that's what they say. But I know I'm let's just say currently, I'm the youngest head coach in the conference. So I'm 26, and I guess COVID pushed everything back. So the first game I'll be 27, but they say I'm the youngest head coach in DC. I don't know how far the history books go back, but that's what they told me. So I'm like, we gonna go with it. If we gonna go, we gonna go with it.
How's the feeling though?
To be the youngest head coach?
Yeah.
It's an amazing feeling, but it's nothing I take lightly. I know what comes with it. I know being the youngest head coach or being a young head coach or the youngest head coach, I really have a chance to rewrite what people see as the rules. What they see as the rules, traditionally in DC, coaches are older, they've been coaching for 30 years or 20 years or 10 years, wherever they were at. They might have came up from youth ball, but they really familiar, and, everybody's really familiar with them. They like a father figure role. But now you got me, Kenny Brown, 26 years old. Instead of a father figure role, I'm showing you how you can do it and do it in a good way. And I'm more of a big brother, uncle type role, right?
Yeah.
I'm not 40. I don't want to be 40. Not right now. I want to be 40 one day, right?
Yeah.
But like, I'm 26 and I take being 26 with pride. I made it from him. And I'm going to show you how we can do it. And no, I'm not going to try to be a father, but I'm going to try to be a big brother. Try to be like, do whatever it is. But I don't take it lightly, though. I have a chance to rewrite the rules. And maybe the next time a 26-year-old or 25-year-old, 24-year-old that's completely qualified, he'll get another look. Because, they'll say, oh, that young dude at Ballou, he took that situation at Ballou and transformed it up here. So You know, the culture of that you happen to be 35, 40. I want that to end. Be honest with you. And no disrespect to no coach before me, because it's some brilliant coaches. You know, you got Greg Fulop, Wilson. Like I said, Manosa Rogers here, Wilson. Mike Hunter, he's doing an amazing job over there at Friendship. You know, and even Coach Pink over at Dunbar. Like, there's some great coaches who built their program that are older. But now I am, you know, being young, I have a chance to rewrite the rules, and I don't carry it lightly. And I want to set the blueprint for as many coaches that come after me to show that age doesn't equate to experience. Because what a lot of people was doing at 18, I wasn't doing at 18. Or whatever a lot of people was doing at 22, I was beyond that. And I'm not saying that in no cocky way. I'm just saying that in knowing what I was doing. So the stuff I've done at 26, a lot of people can't compare to what they did at 26, you know? So I don't carry it lightly. I wear it with a badge of honor. I also let it lead to a level of reverence. Like, I'm conscious all the time where I'm at, what I'm doing, what I'm posting on social media. And I'm not saying I'm not posting anything, like, but I let people know you can do this, that, and they're like, come on. So I don't take it lightly at all. I wear it with a badge of honor, and I'm ready. I want to rewrite the rules. Right. I want a culture of younger coaches coming to this district or getting a chance to coach overall, and they be like, you know what? It worked for them, and like, we're gonna try it. We're gonna see it, because you know we relate. We the media, right? Like we're the media. We're the social media generation. So if you got us knowing how to transform, like look at, like, you could turn the camera around, look at Baloo. This is like community college, right? And I'm having people thinking it's the best program. I'm having people thinking and knowing it's the best program in DC. All off like marketing and how these youngins are going to transform their grades and making sure they get to college. But we're going to put it on a platform for the world to see. Facts. For the world to see, because I grew up in that social media generation, and that's how we're going to carry it, and we're going to embrace it. So I wear it as a badge of honor. To answer your question, I want everybody to know age doesn't equate to experience, and I wear that with a badge of honor to be able to have a chance to rewrite the rules. Facts all the time, though. So now you being like, in this situation, see, you're kind of younger, so they're not gonna really look at you as no OG. You know how the young, but you know how like the youngest be like, if you pass 25, you an old nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know how the youngest always be, man. They think they learn, they think they know everything, right? But at the same time, they're not gonna look at you as so they're not gonna look at you as like how they look at the older. I'm less than 10. I'm not even 10 years older than half my team. Yeah, facts. So the whole time, this the thing right here. We know with a lot of football players, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's playing sports or even basketball and stuff like that. A lot of them are back and forth between trying to live the right life and living in the streets. So what is your message going to be different towards them to keep them out of the streets rather than like how the older coaches was doing? Well, let me start by saying the older coaches did an amazing job at what they did in terms of keeping players. They saved so many kids out of this city. Yeah, fact. Like, they did. No question, though. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that. Think about how many like kids they sent to the NFL. Like I said, I mentioned the coach. They did an amazing job keeping kids out of the city. But what I think I'll also do to continue what they were doing, to continue what they've been doing, is providing resources. A lot of coaches that I know, they do summer camps, like Mike Hunter and them at Friendship. They do the camp every summer. Like I said, like, so just providing them resources and letting them know we did wrong. Continue to put good people around them with relatable experience. Like I said, I'm from here. I'm a family member away from, like, you know, I have family members who've been active. I got family members, you know, so will never tell the kids I'm perfect, but I can relate on all levels and all avenues. So I will never try to even come to them like it's never happened to me. I think even being younger, I think sometimes when my disconnect came with coaches when they try to act like they've never done it or it's never happened. So I think, you know, just real candid conversations and providing them extra resources and just staying on them. You know, COVID is kind of been in a way with that, you know, trying to do it over Zoom. Like, I get it. Like, you know, players don't log on a Zoom and stuff like that. If I was 16, I don't know if I'd have logged on every conversation. Yeah. But just continue to provide resources. And I know in this town, you can't save everybody. You can't. You could try. Yeah, I'm gonna work my ass off to try to ensure that, but it's just life. Yeah. So I'm gonna continue to try to provide resources like the coaches before me, and make it so exciting to where they won't want to deny it. Like, make it cool to play sports again. Like, right now, it's a culture, and it's not really cool to play sports. Look at the numbers. You can look at the numbers for each school. It's not the coolest thing to do is play sports. It's cool right now. I'm not even gonna say it's cool to be in the streets. It's cool to try rap right now, and there's no knock into that. Yeah. But I'm gonna try to make it so cool that if you at this 3414 4th Street, if you ain't playing football, what are you doing?
Fact.
That's how I'm gonna try to have it. And I don't care. I don't care if you're talent from 1 to 100. I want you on this field.
Facts, man. Facts. So the whole time though, we're gonna talk about this right here. You're not only the youngest coach, you know, in Washington, like as far as a football coach in Washington D.C. You also have your own shoe brand, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to show them? You want to let them know what you got right here?
I call this the KB ones. These are the red box collection.
Okay.
KB ones. I just launched it about a month in. Super light, great for morning walks, great for like fitness workouts, and they fly. So if you fly, you can put some flavor on them with your outfit, man. So
yeah, I just noticed that it's a little mix of both.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you get some running shoes, they be like, you ain't about to wear those at the club. Nah, you can wear those. You can get away with those.
And they light, so you know, if it's the let out like we grew up in, you can get up and get low. I'm telling you, but look, man, the detail KB in there, you know, KB ones, no shoes. They fit like a glove and everything.
Where they gonna get those at?
You get them my website, kbenterpriseco.com, Instagram at the Kennyb, or the business Instagram, K Brown Enterprise Co. Links in the bio. You can get your shoes. They're only $110.
$110.
We know we a culture. We spend $250. We spend $300. You spending $450 on the McQueens right now.
Man, these days they're getting the Balenciagas.
They're getting the Balenci's. You can buy 8 of these before you buy a pair of Balenci's.
You got them in different colors too, or just
that's the only colorway. You know, right now, man, we getting it out the mud, so we gotta build the company. So this is the first shoe. I'm hoping this is the first shoe of 100 shoes. You know, even being in DC now, right? Like being a head coach, I plan to one day, like, you know, when I don't want to coach anymore, like athletes that come from, I want to sign athletes from DC to be brand reps for KB. Right. Like I want KB one day to be in the considerations of the Nikes, the Under Armours, the Adidas. Yeah. That's my goal. I want, when you see Nike, when you think of Nike, you think of KB. When you think of Under Armour, you think of KB. When you think of Adidas, it be KB. I want KB to be the premier brand. Yeah. Like till it get regular. Like my family not even thinking like, oh, they got on Kenny stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts. Damn, that's nice, man. That's nice right there. That's entrepreneurship right there. What actually motivated you to do that though?
Man, so COVID kind of messed me up. I gained about 30 pounds, but
hey, bro, I gained like 40 pounds. Yeah, I gained weight.
Hey, slept.
And I was already trying to get this weight up off me that I had already, and then I gained like 30, 40, man. But so I know the feeling.
I show you pictures, but like in 2017, man, I had and from January to August 2017, I lost 120 pounds.
Right.
I really went from 340 to 220.
Yeah.
Like off the rip. Like no diet pills, no nothing. Like no tummy, no tea. Like I'm talking about straight running and eating and grinding, like discipline.
Right.
So, you know, and people ask me, like, was I a physical trainer? Was I a dietitian? Like, can I help them meal prep when I've been training them? And I couldn't do that. Like, that's not what I wanted to do. I did it on my own terms. I found something comfortable for me, and it worked. So I wanted, you know, when I created the brand, the athleisure brand, when I created KB, I wanted people to know, like, you have to be comfortable in what you do. You have to be comfortable in doing it. You have to be comfortable in what you do, and you got to do it comfortably. So I launched KB.
Nice, man. Please tell me you got them for the dudes in the big feet, man. Cause I'm a 14 wide, bro.
14 wide.
Probably not 14 yet, but soon. But at least have them for the 13s and
no, this is a 13 for sure, and I got this for you. You ain't even know I'm giving this to you.
Oh shit, my mind.
I'm giving this to you. So yeah, I got them in 13. Like I said, y'all, we coming, we up and coming. So we gonna get the 14s soon. The next shoe, the KB2s, that's gonna be for all my hoopers. I'm giving y'all some. This is an official DMV Hood News exclusive. The KB2s coming for all the hoopers.
Nice,
hoopers, we taking it to the blacktop, man.
Nice. So hopefully, if COVID doesn't affect the next year coming up, man, what's the goals right now, man? What's the next goals?
Well, in terms of coaching, right? It's a coaching. And you know what I want you to do with this? You know how you be putting little rappers quotes for the pictures? I want you to put this quote on your page.
Okay.
My goal is to make sure every kid in Southeast will play for Baloo within the next 3 years. Like if you're in Southeast, you're not trying to leave Southeast. I want every kid in Southeast wanting to play for Baloo.
That's nice.
That's my goal. I'm gonna take that personal. I don't want any kid leaving Southeast. If you leave Southeast, your uncle better be coaching up Wilson, or you better be coaching up.
So you don't want them to go out Maryland and play sports out there?
No, I don't want you to go to Maryland. I don't want you to go to private schools. I don't want you going to charter schools. And I'm gonna make it my goal and my mission to every kid in Southeast, they can at least say, Coach Brown from Baloo, talk to me. I'm never letting kids leave Southeast without talking to me again. I'm taking that personal. This 3414 4th Street, we will have this as a premier program. So my goal is to make sure no kid in Southeast, from Southeast, lives in Southeast, leaves Southeast. That's what, because when you think of high schools in Southeast, what are you thinking of Baloo? That's the first one that comes to mind. So we gonna do that, and we gonna do it. We gonna do it for Southeast. We're gonna do it for Ward 8, and we gonna keep it in Ward 8. And that's my goal, to make sure no kid in Southeast within the next 3 years leave Southeast and come to Blue. And then for the business, what you say?
Nah, go ahead, go for the business.
And then for the business, to continue growing it. This is the KB1s. Next year, hopefully, 2021, hopefully we can come out with the KB2s and the KB3s next year. I want to launch KB2s and KB3s next year. That's the goal for KB, as well as, to continue to pump out the men's tights, the dry fit shorts, the women's leggings.
Yeah, the running clothes.
Women's leggings, yeah. Because we had all that. So to continue pumping out to where we don't run out of inventory. I want to get to a level where I'm never out of inventory. Because you never hear Nike say, oh, we don't have, you can always find a Nike shirt. So I want to get to a level where we're not even looking for, you're not even wondering is KB out. KB is going to be in there. I want to run out of shoes. I want to do like them. I want to run out of shoes. I want to stock enough shoes to run out. But for clothes, I never want to run out of inventory. And that's my goal, to never lose inventory.
Right. Facts, man. Facts. I definitely appreciate it. They do look nice on the feet, though. Definitely, man. Definitely.
Joggers, too. You ain't even get the joint. People joggers.
Oh, shit. He got the joggers, too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm fucking with him, man.
So, yeah, man. We at Baloo. We on a mission, man. Like, even if you see the back of my shirt says, do your job, and that's what we going to be repping, man.
Do your job.
That's for everything in life, man. That's what we can be preaching around here. Do your job.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Before we wrap this up, man, you got any last words, man?
Shout out to DMV Hoods and News. I love how he's putting on. We was just talking before the interview, so this ain't even nothing fake. I love what he's doing for the city. I hope he continues pushing the culture forward for the city. And then as far as it is for this Baloo, Southeast, for DC, I love DC. I love it in my heart. I'm a son of DC. So let's continue building it. Stop the violence. Let's really stop the violence. I don't want to lose any students. I don't want to lose any family members. I don't want to lose anybody from around my way. I don't want to lose any friends. So first thing first, man, let's stop the violence and that's going on in this city. Let's try to, let's continue building. Let's continue getting this money together. And if you're a kid in Southeast, no more leaving, because 34-1, that's your home. And no kid will ever leave here without talking to me again if I don't know. It won't be a kid I don't know again. So that's my last words, man. Baloo, build out. Let's continue to build our best Baloo. Shop KB.
Definitely, man. Definitely. That link is going to be right there in my description, too. So anybody want them shoes, man, let me know, man. We got them. Got them on that.
Sell out like y'all sell out phone posits.
Yeah, facts, man. Facts, man. I definitely appreciate it, though, man. Hold on, bonus question, man. Just real quick, man. What was your favorite Gogo moment?
Oh, my goodness.
Let's give a bonus question, man. Let's have some fun with it.
Let's have some fun. We can have some fun. We didn't all formal. You know what? My favorite Gogo moment. I'm about to have some Gogo ties, man.
Yeah.
Son, you know one of the most memorable moments? You remember when T.O.B. You turning me on. Remember when they was the first ones to get that electrical guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Recognize a real woman. Man, that was one, because the whole club.
That was like 09, like early 09.
Early 09.
That's when it was that bounce.
Yes.
That bounce.
The whole club looked like, what?
What the fuck is this?
The joint came out and the white boy was on the guitar. And he was like, you recognize a
Real woman do. Did it?
Hey, see, because the whole club was like,
what the fuck? Like, it cranked so hard you couldn't even
and
think,
everybody
like.
was partying.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's probably one of my most, memorable moments, because you were like that really, shifted, the bounce beat era in a way.
Yeah, that was I call that shit the Wayne bounce, because that's when Wayne Palmer was the drummer, man. His bounce was different as fuck.
Yeah.
It was
I ain't gonna lie, you might call me what you want, but even when them bands had beef, it ain't result to, violence, but when them bands was beefing with each other and wanted to out-crank each other,
yeah.
Oh my God,
was
incredible.
I couldn't even make it to the ABM XIB joint,
oh my,
bro.
Incredible.
Did you go?
Because I told you I lived on Courage Hill, so I've seen all them ABM dudes on a regular, man. Them ABM, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was what, 2010-ish?
Yeah.
Oh my God, incredible, son. Incredible. The first time Shooters hit that, when Shooters was going on Spaceman,
yeah.
When they hit that chop, I was like, oh, son, this is I be trying to tell these youngins now, I wish y'all got to experience that. Those were some of the most incredible times in this town,
I'm
man.
not gonna lie, I want to give the youngest the opportunity to do that. I understand, I don't always want to be that old guy to be you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying to push our agenda, whatever. But it's if my goal right now, if there was a way to mix our generation and their generation together, say example, I have a show with no Savage headliner, but we got T.O.B. and ABM with it.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
No, real set though, because sometimes when these youngins see T.O.B., ABM, they do a little 10, 15, 20-minute set, or they doing it at a DPR site where they can't really be in a full mode we saying them be.
Yeah.
They can't really, they gonna crank, right?
Yeah.
But they can't really go to the extent how we heard the crank.
Yeah.
You remember Shooter? I got her To the left, come on.
Especially on the stage, like in a stage where it's like surround sound and like
in an enclosed environment, like that was
different.
You know, when it was tension in the room, you know, when it was love in the room, where you had to like. I remember it's off topic, but I remember going out North Carolina. You kind of asked me the difference. I went to a club out in North Carolina, right? I'm gonna give you 2 examples of how the culture was completely different. So one, somebody was like, "Yeah, let's go to the club." Man, I remember I put this pink little polo joint on, little button-up joint. Put pink little button-up joint, white pants, had these ball shoes on, white little watch. Man, I cracked them people because again, we used to the booth. We used to the booth culture. Like you getting flat out.
Photo booth.
There's been times I bought Gogo outfits and never wore them again. Like we know that.
Yeah,
culture,
just that one time you brought that one outfit for one day.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Man, I get to the club, man, these people got on like Sperry's, man.
Felines and
like again, there's no knock to people that wore that got it. You know, if that's the only thing you can afford. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying to complete the difference in the culture. I'm like, oh, like we spend this money on that, and this is what y'all do. Like, dang, I'm never wearing this again to the y'all clubs, you know. And then like even the girls dancing, like you know, like when we was growing up, like the girls who like were trying to be more reserved, like they just danced in a crew with each other, but then everybody was dancing, like everybody party here, right? But they didn't really like, you know, in terms of like dancing with guys, like they didn't really do that all the times. And the Go-Go's, like certain groups of girls ain't really do that in the Go-Go. Like them parties, everybody danced. So I'm like, that was mind-boggling too. Like, dang, like everybody. Yeah. But man, them Go-Go's was incredible. Like I said, them Go-Go beef times, everybody try to out-crank each other. When T.O.B. hit that slow bounce jump, I also tell you, you ever been to any of the jumps when they had it at the Showplace Arena?
I never got a chance to go to Second. I was in Jock at the time, so I couldn't go to Second.
It was easily probably 1,000 kids at them jumps.
Yeah.
1,500. Yeah. Those was incredible. But it was just so many people, I think, bands was cranking, right? But it was just so many people, I think the art of the essence of the Go-Go got lost in that joint. But man, when I tell you, that was one of the best TCB sets I've ever heard in my life, son. Yeah, man. So I have some good Go-Go memories. Man.
Facts. Nah, facts though, man.
Real like
fact, you got me, yeah, man. Damn.
Like, I don't even think people know like this the DC and the area we grew up. Like just think about everybody like random days, everybody. You was uptown, so I know you used to shoot down gallery a couple of days.
Oh, I was a gallery boy. We was down, my whole crew, I had my little, you know, everybody had that crew. I had my crew was like one of the first, and there's no brag shit before the Fly Money, Trap Boys, Highly Paid. We was like the first crews to be down there. It was like Rated R Boys. My crew was Swag Team. It was another crew called Splash Boys. You know, Fly Money was down there though. Like
that's deep too. Fly Money was easy.
They was
like
down.
30, 40
they
deep.
was down there, but
Fly
like we was down there before it became like a spot. We was down there trying to book bras down there because that's when they first moved to movie theater. So we was like, oh, this spot sweet, bad little joints and everything, bad model joints. The next minute it got oversaturated and all the youngest came down. Nobody wanted to be down there no more.
Yeah, like it got dead like what 2010.
Hey, I say 2010, 2011.
Yeah, 2010, 2011. Like I don't even think they got a place like that.
That's
like I was never even a Boulevard person either. Like I was never like going to.
I went out there once. It wasn't my vibe.
Yeah, it wasn't my vibe. But it was packed.
Yeah.
These youngers don't know the essence of the galleries, the Boulevard. I think I seen a post Instagram thing about that. I was never Boulevard. Like, gallery was my little.
Even downtown Silver Spring, if you would do from uptown, sometimes some people go there. If you from Kennyb.
Downtown Silver Spring was my junk.
Oh yeah.
Because like I used to take people down there that never been down there, so I used to look like the
people used to think Mo County was like out the world. Yeah.
So like you taking me where? So we used to ride that red line, smack going down, man. So that was my little spot. But these kids don't know the essence of going to them spots on the weekends, you know? I think they just really know their way.
I don't really know what they be doing now. I don't know. Like, what do y'all be doing?
You see this man drop under the comments like, man,
like, what y'all be doing? Like
for real, on the weekends, though, we legit, like, man, you ain't doing nothing, man. We going out on gallery, we see we doing.
But this is the thing that astonished me. This is the thing that astonished me. They shut down a lot of Go-Go's in DC and Maryland because they said it because of the violence, right? But this is the thing about it, though. The murder rate is higher now than it was 10 years ago.
It kind of went down a little bit.
Because we was like on moves, we was doing something. Then not just that, we fought first. That's one thing first. Guns came last. Like that was like so we was into the fighting. You know what I'm saying? Not praising it. We not praising fights or black on black violence and stuff. We know this interview about something else. But I'm just saying like this generation now, it's just like
it's who we live.
Yeah, it's just like they don't really have nothing to do but be on the block. You know what I'm saying? And if we could get right back to that though, you know what I'm saying? What's your we can get back to that. What's your response to that? You know what I'm saying? Right there.
I would love if it started being spaces to where like, but I think honestly though, in terms of Like let's talk about Gogo first. I don't even think that's the. Like, I love how they doing the dope UEC to try to continue that, but I don't even think right now you can even say these youngins and trying to make Gogo their music. Like they love rap, but I would love if we can start doing some all age stuff, like like say, let's pick a rapper, like let's just say like one Light Show or something. Like I don't even know if that's their primo rapper now, or let's say what's my man down there?
Money Man,
Riff.
Yeah,
let's
Riff.
say like Riff headlining the joint. High Theater or something like that, or well, we ain't had High Theater, or like Bliss or something like where they could be all ages and it could be a good vibe where they can kind of learn what we did in the way, or a gallery place. Like, man, gentrification job messed this town up, man.
It definitely did.
I don't even think they can handle on a Saturday in 09. It was probably 500 teens easily down gallery. I don't think we have the capacity for that now, though. I don't think we have the capacity to host 500 kids now. I mean, the city's still big, right? But I think they get pressed out more than we did.
We was getting pressed out though.
We was getting pressed out, but I'm just saying, we still the police adopted, and we got to we made that our joint. We only got pressed out when they got real like because it did get crazy.
Yeah, they get crazy.
Think about you from uptown. You remember Georgia Avenue? They got crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't think with gentrification, I don't even know we can have if we had the capacity to do some of the things that we did. If them youngins now have the capacity to do some of the things that we did, so. I just, this may be a further conversation for it, for some of us leaders in the, communities to really discuss like some outlets that we can have for our youngins, where they kind of, and that might even squash beats, because think about it, when we was up gallery, or when we used to even going to Pentagon sometimes, or like we said, you used to see dudes from other hoods that might have went to certain school that your man might have been a connector of y'all. Like I seen it. Oh yeah, and like I seen a beef squash down gallery before, son. You might have seen that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, like, or even two hoods linking up in a Gogo. You know what I mean? Not saying two hoods beef heavy ever did happen linked up, but I'm just saying like me and other people might save violence in this town. Because you know what? If I'm from such and such, and I know dude, he might live around there, but not be from around there, he might, all right, y'all, this ain't that serious. We ain't gotta do that. I think, but if we can find that space or that outlet for us to bring our youngins together more and they meet, because they love being around each other. I see it every day working at Baloo. I hear, oh yeah, man, I was around this other stuff. I don't even know what hood they around.
Yeah, I think that's kind of weird though, because as we bringing up the hoods and the crews and stuff, when the crews got big heavy, we had people that was from opposite hoods that didn't get along with our same crew. We had people like for example, well, I ain't gonna say no hood names, but I had two hoods in Northeast that was from two different hoods, and then like we was clicked up with another crew, but they whole hood was majority from the hood my crew was beefing with. You know what I'm saying? Like my crew. Some of them, they was from one neighborhood Northeast, and the other hood, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They was from the other hood, but we was all cool with each other.
Yeah, because the groups
the groups kind of brought that together a little bit.
Outside though, because like when you outside doing our area, we all had one common goal.
Right.
Well, have fun, get numbers.
Yeah, get the youngins.
Yeah, that was it was cool.
Yeah.
So I just, and I don't, I ain't gonna try to figure out in this 5-minute conversation or so, but if it's just something to where we can start hosting our youngest to start getting along, and maybe even we can have some trial little teen all age functions, like some trial little all age functions where, because they like dancing more than like we messed the Go-Go's up, but like these youngest legit. Would you see the joints? They be real. Because originally we was too cool to do that. We didn't do that. We didn't really dance.
Yeah, we just like
we had chop.
I think at one point they were saying beating your feet was corny. At the most we was chop. Yeah. That was it. You know what I'm saying?
We hit the top, but now they really they TikToking it up with the dances.
Yeah, man.
So I think their parties would be better than ours in the way in terms of dancing. Now our parties is incredible, but they'll actually be partying.
They'll be more interactive.
They'll be more interactive. So I figure if we can really find a space and have a trial run, with something where the youngest can be in the same place at the same time, and we can kind of try to put we counter the violence the best we could. I think that'll be a good little trial run. And we let the youngest know, because sometimes they stupid. We let them know, the first time somebody get shot or the first time somebody get killed, this is over. And we try to do this for y'all. I'm not saying that's gonna save the world in saying that, but they might be more cognizant of it.
Facts.
So facts. I feel like it'd be something to try. So if anybody got a space, man, get at me, man. We get the youngest.
I definitely want.
I got the youngest.
Yeah,
he got the brand.
I got the brand.
We'll pack it out.
Facts.
So
no questions.
Let's try to do that. That's a nice test run. That's trial run to see if it can help our youngest ultimately.
Yeah, facts, man. Nah, I appreciate this interview, man.
I
Definitely
appreciate
do,
you,
man.
sir. We didn't think this shit was like an hour. We didn't think it was gonna be this long.
No, no bullshit, no bullshit. Hold on, tell me where they can follow you at one more time.
At the Kennyb on Instagram, and that's find everything. You find everything about my job, the football team, the company, everything at the Kennyb. Looking forward to interacting with you all, man. Again, thank my man DMV Hood News for this.
Yeah, facts, man. I appreciate it, man. We gone.
Appreciate it.